Veterinary Medicine Digital.
I think the most important thing for veterinarians to understand when we're dealing with clients who have obese cats is that this is a people problem much more than it's actually a cat problem. And we have to understand that clients often don't recognize that their cat is overweight or obese. Or if they do recognize the obesity, they underestimate the health effects that the excess weight has on their cat. So we need to begin with a really careful assessment of the owner's relationship to the cat and the owner's actual perception of the problem and the significance of the problem. So once we understand that, we can then help the owner with behavior modification that's as much about modifying the owner's behavior as it is helping them how to understand modifying their cat's behavior. So we will go over issues such as trying to get more exercise and activity into the cat's daily routine. We'll counsel owners on how to feed their cats differently so that cats have to expend some energy and put some activity into finding and eating their food rather than just having it available ad lib. And we'll also talk to them about the importance of follow-up, the importance of coming back to see us, having frequent reevaluations of the body condition, and we'll make sure that we quantify that for owners, because if we can give them a graphic or a chart or a number that helps the owner recognize progress in a really visible, concrete way, then we'll have much more success. One of the things that we have to educate clients about is the natural feeding behavior of cats. So as small carnivores, cats will naturally hunt and eat somewhere between 10 and 15 small meals per day. And there is a good reason why they do that will help us when we're trying to implement a weight loss program. Whenever you eat a meal, you need to expend some energy and burn some calories to metabolize that meal. So changing a cat from being a grazer, where they eat small amounts of food throughout the day, to actually eating 2 or 3 or 4 meals a day will increase the thermal effect that they will expend when they eat that meal. And it will also revert them to a much more natural feeding process. And that gets us back to the cat's natural behavior, which is part of the problem that we've had with obesity in cats. So cats are naturally true carnivores, and that means that their nutritional requirements are protein driven. And much of their unique nutritional requirements reflect the fact that they have a need for a high dietary component of protein, and a very low component of their diet needs to be carbohydrate. So a cat's natural diet consists of small prey like mice or other rodents or birds. So it's really natural for informed pet owners to wonder if feeding a raw food diet is a better way to feed cats. And there's certainly lots of reasons why we might want to go to a meat-based homemade diet for cats. So when we're making homemade diets for cats and we're using raw ingredients, the cats are running exactly the same risk that you and I are running when we are handling raw beef or raw chicken in our own homes. And they are no more resistant to the infectious diseases that we can get from handling raw food than people are. So if owners do want to use a homemade diet, the best way to do that is to have them work with a nutritionist and prepare a cooked homemade diet and try to avoid using raw diets.